Oh boy, we're back with another one. So as you may know, Fortnite has just returned from vacation and somehow decided to add some messed up Mythic EMP, also known as a damn stealth camo electronic device. Let me tell you how hilarious and how overpowered this thing can be. Also, this shit is in ranked, and we're about to showcase this item against some real goofy ass sweats. First victim for today is none other than Eminem, with his high top fade and grey ass hair. Man was jumping on a rooftop like he was Santa Claus clueless about what shit is about to go down. The rap god found himself shooting the 11 from Stranger Things, but Stranger Things was about to happen. The Ruby was able to get onto the roof with her Jordans and notice the rap god clueless. He came closer and closer, then BAM! Rap god's shields disappeared. The man was still jumping around and got his ass beat and couldn't find the right lyrics to explain his death.
What do you gain from it?
The 11 ended up on the roof and almost got no scope by the Jordan Ruby. The 11 ran for her life and dropped barefoot on the ground with her stinky ass feet and still never survived. Such a wasted effort for ranked players. Next up, we got another victim, which was scavenging for loot and nearly got sniped on their toes, but grappled away, thinking this is some kind of Batman shit. And guess what? Ruby sniped and missed again. Let's blame the sniper this time around and not her aim. She got tagged on the shoulder and decided to use the cloak device. Oh boy, it feels so unfair to make players so hella confused. As this chick thought Ruby would be in this box, but she was wrong. It's your average build fight, building new POIs and then decided to dip because they can't handle the heat. This ranked player didn't even make it very far as the Ruby whipped her AR out and won that fight easily. Next on the list is another goofy-ass sweat, which probably forgot their building instructions in the lobby. As you know, Hang Time went invisible again and approached this non-builder and gave them the jump scare they deserved. As we know, Ruby obviously missed the shot with her awful aim. But this dude shot the builds. Instead of the player, his shields was cracked. Sadly, he tried to escape using a shockwave, as if that was about to save this poor fella's life. Oh boy, this one is actually quite sad. Aside from missing most the snipes for today, Hang Time actually sniped this crystal, and this poor crystal's return to lobby had to have been so emotional.
Holy shit!
Hang Time decided to take the zipline to get to this bozo and played it smart, knowing their ping is quite higher than your blood pressure. This crystal was probably having a mini heart attack in their own box, and for some magical reason, Hang Time could take the wall. Tossed in a cone, and poor Crystal was just not the sweat she hoped to be one day.
Oh, you seriously bitch! I'm sorry,
Golden Ruby then decided to go for the remaining medallion, and as usual, a third party was expected. Guess who it was? Lara Croft, the mighty Tomb Raider sweat, which then decided to be the thief she is, but this time became cheap and stole a Mythic instead of breaking into tombs and putting herself in danger. Our main character was busy healing and of course not going to allow this shit to happen, and all her efforts just be collected off the floor by some Tomb Raider bozo, because this is Fortnite. Never back down, never what? Like Nicky30 said, and went viral for once upon his life. Ruby was done healing and shot the Tomb Raider on her buttocks. Knowing her ping can't allow her to take the wall, she then decided to phase in using the ramp and had to knock her head to do so. She got in, they exchanged shots, but of course our Hang Time Ruby won this fight. This is where shit gets intense, which explains the music in the background. Ruby knew she might as well play to win at this point and pulled up at another location and found another bozo with a medallion rotating to zone. She shot the car as much as she could, but this bozo kept driving like this is a Fast and the Furious scene which won't make it to the movies. Our main character certainly decided to chase after this bozo. She was in luck. She found a vehicle which then transformed into her own rocket racing car. She certainly wasn't going to let this bozo get away. This bozo, however, did hire a NPC for some moral support in a solo ranked match. This bozo, however, decided to chill in a box like a whole Amazon package waiting on your front door. Ruby then decided to use the cloak device, while this doofus boxed up and wanted to sneak up on him instead. Nearly approaching endgame, these other ranked players heard fighting and decided to invite themselves over to third party. People were acting like Bob the Builders, which included She-Hulk, but she fell and took fall damage. This bozo's NPC was involved in this elimination as well, and I hope She-Hulk has learned from this, as building Eiffel Towers is not always the play. Our Ruby was smart enough to know that some fights you just don't take, and decided to rotate to zone. This what makes the difference between a pubs and ranked player. Knowing you got to always consider your rotations and zone first. We're finally approaching our final moments of this game. If you made it this far, please do like and don't forget to subscribe. If you didn't make it this far, I don't even have to say anything, because you're not here to hear it anyway. Back to the game. Our Jordan Ruby went into a bush, waiting ahead of zone-knowing players would have to rotate into her so she could secure the victory. There was a fight happening across the bridge, and this usually the stressful time of the game. But guess what? Some spider dude who think he's Venom with his black variant decided to jump Ruby. But you guessed that right. She never backed down and never what? This fight was quite intense. She tried going invisible for a moment, but Mans used his spider senses and got a shot off. But I guess his spider sense was only temporary because Ruby almost sneaked up on his ass and got a free shot. Ruby's shields got cracked. This Spider-Man dude sure felt hella confident, but too confident. He stole Ruby's wall and he climbed up, and they were looking at each other. Mans tried to just spam his gold shotgun, and he got squashed and lost his crown to a 140 ping player with a green pump. Of course, Spider-Man had a better chance trying to save Mary Jane. It was then a 1v1 situation. Ruby knew she had to rotate as the storm was on her fine booty and had to get some heals, hopefully in zone. She managed to find bandages, whilst the last player was rotating, and she knew this overpowered EMP cloaking device would come in clutch for the rotation and leave this last player clueless. And just like that, the match came to an end. Thank you for watching, and may we see you next time for the next episode. Like and subscribe. Also, let me know in the comments if you think this device should be in Fortnite competitive. Take care.